What is up, YouTube? Sean the Average Angler. We're coming at you with a post-spawn favorite. Yep, still on the wagon. San Pellegrino. Been working out. I'm sore, but I feel good. So we're moving in the right direction. All right. So today we are going to talk about the post-spawn. And we'll be talking about the post-spawn for a while. I don't know. Not my favorite. It's what the wife has in the refrigerator. So it's what I got. All right. So anyway, post-spawn. Post-spawn can be a tough time for some people. It can be an awesome time for others. And it can vary day to day. Today we're going to talk about topwater, which can be a great way to catch post-spawn females. And some techniques are really good for getting those post-spawn males that might be guarding fry. Or any fry garter. I mean, there's occasion where the female will hang out and guard fry. Not seen as often, but it does happen. All right, so today we are going to talk walking baits. Some of my favorites, I've got a little kind of thing I'll give you here at the end that's kind of, it's circumstantial, but works very, very good when the conditions are there. And I'm going to tell you what the conditions are. I'm just pulling out some different baits here. I need to go over some different things, give you some different ideas, whether you're fishing ponds, rivers, lakes, reservoirs, spotted bass, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass. They will eat these baits, okay? All right, now, the good old staple, if you will, is the Zuri Spook. All right, and this thing is beat up. If you look at the coloring on it, it's just, it's filthy too. They'll still eat it, trust me. Look at the name on the side of that one. Jimmy Houston. All right. These can be fished a lot of different ways, okay? Here we have I believe this is a 6 cents? No, this is the River to Sea Rover 128. This is a 6 cents. I don't know what they call it, but I really like the color of this, the transparency in it. Very, very subtle vision for the fish to see. So, typically, where are we going to fish these first of all? It's a great way to cover flats around spawning areas or spawning flats, to be honest with you. Points and channel swings are probably going to be my biggest. I'm looking for those fish that are moving around, or they're just trying to recover in an area, but they're hungry, not really wanting to chase something. And in that case, a slow walking bait, and these are noisy, can call them in. Now, I always fish these on braid. Okay, I don't use a leader. I just go straight braid. There is a time to put some people like to put a short mono leader. Some people will fish these on straight mono. It doesn't bother me one bit to fish these on big game. However, that's going to vary depending on how long of a cast I'm making. If I'm fishing closer, where I'm more target oriented, and I'm not making real long casts, I don't mind throwing straight mono. That door has a mind of its own. It'll stop here in a minute, I hope. Cord, don't go over there. Otherwise, on a long cast, I want straight braid or braid with a couple foot leader, 2 foot leader. I don't do the leader game. I just go straight braid. Now, where I might do the leader is later on. I'll get into this. Right now, we're going to cover some other things. So one of my favorites has always been the original Spook. Okay, then the other one would be the River to Sea, the 6th Sense. They offer some different colors, those kinds of things. But some of the newer ones that have really garnered some attention is the Ima Little Stik, which those herring people back there will know a lot about what these are. And you'll see it's a pencil popper, essentially, right? It's got a different mouth here. A little different action. These things cast like a bullet. Stripers, largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass, they all will eat this, and you can see that I cut the hook off there. It was stuck in something, so I had to cut it off. Anyway, this is an Ima Little Stik. This one is a Berkley cane walker. A little different, but still the same. This a little bit more like a popper in the front. Equally as effective, okay? One thing I will tell you about the cane walker and the Ima Little Stik, if you're fishing around big fish, change the hooks and the split rings out. It will break your heart. Don't ask me how I know. These I fish either real slow or I'll fish them pretty aggressive and then stop. Pop, 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 stop. Pop, 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 stop. And sometimes I'll hit it real hard. The nice thing about the mouth is it spits. So it gets a little different action than just the walking of the Rover, a Spook, or the 6th Sense. This one, and I'm not sure if this is still made, it has a little heavier hardware. This is called the One. And I'll link these all in the description down below. I think you can still get these. And you can see it's got a couple little different things. The mouth is a little bit different up front, and it's got these feathers built into the body. So, does it make a difference? I don't know. This is probably one of the fish catchingest ones, and you can see the paint's gone all over it. I will link that. Now, another one that works really, really well. Let's do all the walking stuff first, and then I'm going to get into something else after that. This is a River to Sea Rover 98. Okay, so it's smaller. This is a Super Spook Jr. These I might use a little bit more. Well, these are circumstantial for me, okay? One, I really like fishing these real aggressive, like as fast as I can walk them and reel, so that they are really choop, 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 choop. But I like to do it with some wind on the water. And the reason why, and I can tell you that this one works very, very well for this, is the bait will jump out of the water like a fleeing bait fish. And I have had some just stupid good days fishing it that way. Now, it is circumstantial. You can't count on fishing a tournament that way or a day. It has to be one of those deals where you kind of, hey, these are the conditions I was looking for that, right? There's the old Excalibur model of it, which is just a little bit different. There's another Super Spook Jr. I really kind of like bluegill colors in this. I don't know what they see when you're working the bait that fast. What they see is something that either they react to or it's gone, right? The day that I figured that bite out, I weighed 42 pounds. And should have probably been over 50. I shouldn't say should have. When you're fishing the bait that way, sometimes you get some jumbos to come up after it and they're cartwheeling trying to get it, and they just don't get it. We've all seen it with topwaters, even when we're fishing slow, where they come up and they miss the bait. Anyway, that happened quite a few times that day with fish over 10 pounds. The aggressiveness of it all was just insane. So use a topwater walking bait this time of year through the summer. But especially in the post-spawn, it's not typically a bait that's going to get you a ton of bites, but it will get you some really, really good bites. I don't know. Post-spawn females seem to love a spook type bait. All right, one of the other ones. There's a little prop bait. Okay. Very simple to fish. This typically I'm fishing a bit slower. And if you just slide it along in the water, these props will slowly, as you kill it, will slowly come to a stop. There's some additional flash, and especially around fry garters, they just don't seem to like that, okay? They attack it. And there's a lot of different, there's this style. There's this style. This is a Lucky Craft. And then some of you probably are familiar with this bait. Well, of course, it's going to attach to 4 other baits. Okay, 5 other baits. Almost got it out now. And that is the Pompador. Got a blade in the back. Got these wings that stick out, and as you retrieve it, it really walks hard. Makes quite the commotion. When they get on a Pompador, there's nothing quite like it, okay? This is one thing that I do when buying spooks now that I don't want people to shy away from, okay? Because these are saltwater super spook. There's nothing wrong with these, folks. Sound a little different. And the hooks are coated so they don't rust. You can change the hooks out if you want. You can use those. And this is just a, what the heck is this, a mega bass or something? The writing on it's so small I can't read it. I believe this jaw flips down and goes up, and it just allows water to go through. It gives it a different sound. I don't know, it doesn't seem to work all that well. All right, the last one is the popper. Okay, and this isn't a small one. This is a Diani Avino Splash It, but this is the bigger size. And honestly, this is the only color I need. This and bone. Phenomenal, okay? I only keep 2 poppers in my spook box, so I don't have to carry a separate popper box. If I go to a spotted bass fishery or something like that where the fish are smaller, I might want to go with the regular size Splash It. This is a Splash It 2, which is bigger. The Splash Its are not the cheapest popper on the market. They are probably one of the best. It's right up there with a Rico. Something about the spitting action of it is just a little different than everybody else, and it seems to trigger bites. The top water bite post-spawn, even when there's still some of the spawn going on, can be phenomenal. It's not always for the faint of heart. I mean, if you want to catch 50 fish, a lot of days that's probably not the bait. If you're looking to get 5 to 7 bites, it's going to give you a big bag. Top water can be the deal. The popper, I do like to use straight mono. Number one, I'm not making a Herculean long cast. Two, I just don't like the braid with the popper. Excuse me. To those that do, that's fine. It's a personal choice. I just like the subtleness I can get out of the mono when it stretches a little bit. There's a little forgiveness when I'm popping it. Anyway, that's about enough for today. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys watching the videos. Like, subscribe, and we will see you again soon on the next one. Cheers.